What is up, guys? Welcome back to Survival Jeep. In this video I'm going to be showing you the install of the Smittybilt 2 fenders with flare on my 98 Jeep TJ. And if you like this video, expect the next video to have the rear fenders and a video about wiring turn signals. So without further ado, let me show you that install process. As you can see, we already got the template that was included in the instructions laid out there, and then I went and traced it with a marker, being sure to leave a lip all the way back. After we get that traced, we're going to cut that and remove the bolts. Now that we got it all traced, we're going to go ahead and remove the bolts that hold the fender to the grill. Those 4 bolts we removed were all 1/2 inch bolts. These are the fenders that we're going to be installing today. We already began cutting. You can either use a sawzall or an angle grinder, and you're just going to follow this line all the way back. So this is what we got and cut so far. As you can see, my fenders were pretty rusty. I had a lot of body work, so the lines ain't perfectly straight because there was a lot of Bondo chipping. But we'll see if that will still hold up with these fenders. And an important thing to keep in mind is to keep this lip all the way back. And then for 97 to 06, different instructions have for different models in the manual. But for 97 96, you want to measure 1 inch in from the fender, the edge of the fender, and then you're going to cut this up as well. Now that everything's all cut, you're going to see that you need to trim the inside here and cut the battery box out on the driver's side as well. As you can see, we got 3 bolts here. We started bolting it back in the inside here, and I started the bolts down here. So you're going to replace the bolts that you take off, and after that you're going to drill, and with the hardware they give you, take care of these holes here. And big reminder, you're going to have to cut about, I don't know if you can see, but about 1 inch off that battery box for this fender to fit on there properly. Now I'm going to go ahead, repeat the other side, and then get the turn signals wired up, and I will show you how I do the wiring once I get the other side on as well. Now we got these drilled and bolted on, and then for these lights, you're simply just gonna push them in. I'm gonna need two hands to do this probably. Okay, so first you had to put that rubber on there. You pull it off the light. Just put that in the hole first, and then this sits in there just like that. And then red, it's gonna go to red. Your ground's gonna go to your ground. And your white's gonna go to your neutral here. So I'll get this wired up, show you which ones go where. Before I get into the wiring on the turn signals, I want to show you a little side-by-side comparison with the new Fender right over here and the old one. You see you got a lot more tire clearance, and I just think it looks a lot better. And then lastly, I attached my running board bolt there, and then I got hood latches coming in the mail, and I'll show you the install of drilling them into this Fender and getting them all aligned. But that's the one side. I'm going to do the other side. These are the finished Fenders on both sides. I currently do not have a battery in the Jeep, so I'll do the wiring of the turn signals in a future video. But this is how they look. And they got the 3-inch flare to them, but very solid. And if you have any questions about the install, leave a comment below. And if you want to see what's coming up on the back, it's going to be these Fenders in the next video. Stay tuned. So there you have it. That was the install of the metal tube Fenders on my Jeep. Biggest takeaways would probably be is pay attention to how much you got to leave with stenciling and cutting. Using some of the old and new hardware, a mixture of both. Having to cut the battery trays back a bit, and I think that was about it, with stuff not really clarified in the directions. But overall, wasn't too bad. It didn't take too long, and they're much more durable. They look a lot better, and you get some increased tire clearance. So if you like that product, I'll leave it linked down below, and go ahead and check out the next Fender install video of the rear fenders from Smittybilt.